Tonight, the number 3 and 4 seeds in the Golden Horseshoe Conference continue to battle for playoff positioning as the 26-16-4 fourth place Ancaster Avalanche host the 29-14-2 third place Welland Jr Canadians. Good evening, welcome to Morgan Firestone Arena in Ancaster, Ontario. I'm John Molson. The Ancaster Avalanche won in convincing fashion at home Thursday night. Ben Hughes, Chris Clack, and Jesse Hilton all had 2-goal nights in their 6-1 victory over Fort Erie. Hughes had 4 points total, adding another 2 assists. Clack also had a first period assist at 14:58. Adam Burnett had 3 assists as well for the Avalanche. Matt Callis went the distance for Ancaster. So Matt Callis in the nets in the Fort Erie game, the 6-1 victory, making 28 of 29 saves. The Pelham Panthers pulling off a huge upset at home Tuesday night. They beat Welland 5-4. Welland out shooting the Panthers 51-31, but the Panthers getting the better end of the score sheet with the 5-4 victory. Riley O'Connell with 2 goals and 2 assists. Brady Cranwell also had 4 points, a goal and 3 assists, as we're just about set for the drop of the puck in the first period. Ben Hughes opposite the number 44 forward, Connor Roskovich. Rougie moving to the circle, and now Braden Storts to take the draw instead. Hughes wins it, drops it to the defense, and McLennan plays it down the right side board for Zachariah. Gabe Rougie intercepts in behind his own bench on the near, or in behind his own net at the near side rather. And Cuglietta clearing a backhand pass to the far wall. Cuglietta with the game-winning goal back last weekend. The home game on Sunday night for the Welland Jr Canadians, a 4-3 victory. Chris Jansen in net for that, allowing 3 goals and making 37 saves in the win. Jansen not dressed tonight as the Canadians win the draw from the far dot inside their own zone. Stort sliding it to the wall. The Canadians unable to clear. Roskovich gets a piece of it in the corner. The cross-ice feed on the near wall to Chris Clack. Callis out to play it. He gets it back up to the blue line. And ahead to center for Clack on the pass from Alex Zachariah, getting a shot away. Hunter Johnson got a piece of that with his right pad. The shot by Hughes, I believe the first shot of the game for Welland 1 minute into the first period. No score, just underway. The third place Welland Jr Canadians and fourth place Ancaster Avalanche. Fort Erie likely to meet Welland in the first round, and Niagara Falls the likely first round opponent for Ancaster. Played back to the neutral zone. Nathan McDuff across center on the pass off the boards. Gabe Paul down the left side of the Ancaster zone. Faliro now up by himself. Now he's got company on his left-hand side, and Faliro elects to take the shot, and Johnson holds on with the glove at the near post. Tynan Lazier, the winning goaltender for the Pelham Panthers, making 47 of 51 saves in that Tuesday night game. The shocker in front of the net. Reed, the shot off the right from Matt Martin. Martin there with a block shot, and he clears now. The Ancaster Avalanche shot off the right, and Martin was there looking to deflect it out of the zone. He finally did so on the second opportunity. Zupan ahead. It's gloved down by the Welland defender, Max Cipriano. Played back to the left side. The shot along the ice. Tipped in behind the net for Owen Burnell. Luke Zupan, the backhand pass, looking for Cole Nagy. And the shot along the ice partially blocked by Nagy, back defending for Ancaster. Fairly to the net, and he tried to tip a shot. Don't think he ever did get the deflection off the pass coming from the left side. Max Ballinson with that pass. He went off on a change. Treemstra and Jake Shaw in the corner. Back to the point for Nathan McDuff. Hayden Guittard brings it up the right wing. Stranges a pass along the end line. Looking for McDuff, and Roskovich getting the shot away from long distance on the far side. Ruggie the shot wide as well, and now Guittard picks it up and takes it himself with two men back for Welland. Ruggie has Guittard against the board, back up against the wall, and on the second chance, Ruggie lifts Hughes' stick and tries to clear, unable to do so. From the top of the line, it gets played back to Hughes in the corner. And now Cuglietta, the backhand of the neutral zone. 2-on-0, bad line change for Welland. And Chris Clack walked in all alone. Gets another shot away. Clack and Ben Hughes, on the 2-on-0. Clack elected to take the shot. Hughes under the end line for Zachariah. A second chance to poke away at it, and it comes free to Gabe Paul. And it's played back over center to the Ancaster side of the red line. No score, 4:38 into period number one. A face-off from the near dot neutral zone. Aiken with Milne on his left opposite Michael Faliro. And Gabe Paul on the right. Ancaster wins the draw. Ryan Cox slides it back to Ryan Nill to the far side. Cross ice to Faliro inside the right circle. Nill back to the end line. And now Ballinson, the defender on the other side of him, forced to regroup behind his own net. Reed stood up there on a nice body check by Michael Police. Police in behind the net, rung around the wall, stopped by Adam Barron, the big shot, and a save by Callis off the left pad. So neither all-star netminder in net for the Avalanche or the Welland Jr. Canadians. Blake Richard and Chris Jansen, the normal goaltenders for these two squads. Callis making the save along the ice, and we'll take a break. You're watching GOJHL Hockey on YouTube. McKnight plays it into the corner off the one draw, and Nagy throws it out of play. Tonight's hockey game sponsored by La Capitale, one of Canada's fastest growing insurance companies. La Capitale, for life and all it brings. They face off inside the Ancaster zone. Sirius, specializing in employee benefit plan solutions for small to medium-sized companies across Canada. Callis plays the puck around the far wall. 3 other main sponsors for tonight's game. We'll get to those as soon as we can. Shaw ties his man up in the boards. Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, proudly offering group insurance services in the Niagara Peninsula for 35 years. So thank you to Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, another main sponsor responsible for allowing GOJHL hockey to happen on YouTube. So thank you to them as well. The SSQ Financial Group, offering high quality and made-to-measure insurance and investment products to businesses and associations. Cipriano behind the net. 13:02 to play, first period of play. No score between the Ancaster Avalanche and Welland Jr. Canadians. McLennan yanks it off the wall underneath his bench, and Johnson with the right arm up in the air to signify an icing. In the season series, Ancaster 3-1-2, 2 overtime losses. Welland at 500 at 3-3 because, of course, there's no way to account for the Ancaster overtime losses in those head-to-head matchups. So they just count as wins for Welland. So Ancaster with a 3-1-2 record. And the Welland Jr. Canadians even up at 3-3 on the year. Played ahead by Rougie, looking for Paul, broken up by Guittard from the right circle. Goes to the backhand, slides it wide on the far side. Fairly there as well. And it's backhanded to center. Picked up by Nil, and a cross-ice feed to Fairley. He's got room beside the right circle, plays it to Guittard, and the short wrist shot in tight to the net, and Hunter Johnson covering up at the near side. Face off from the right circle, balancing beside it now, elects to take a heavy wrist shot. Johnson making the save from the right side off the elbow. Nil rings it around the wall, but not out. Reed poking away at it. Alex Zachariah as well. McDuff underneath him. And it's finally picked up by Hughes and cleared back to the Welland blue line. Thomas Flack going one-on-one with the defender. Shoots across his body, and Flack tried to pick the corner on the near side halfway up the net. Reed cutting to the net. His shot along the end line squirts out the far side. McDuff moves up. Zachariah challenges him there and balancing into the neutral zone. Stranges picks up the loose puck and plays it deep into Ancaster territory. Hughes pokes it ahead over top the head of Zachariah. And Shaw picks up the loose puck. Had it for a split second before it was intercepted by Clack and thrown the length of the ice. Aiken to center. Shot in by Shaw. Donato Cipriano backing up now. Lucas Treemstra picking it up. Throwing it to the far side for the number 12 left winger Police. And on the icing, we'll have a face-off back in the Ancaster end from the right circle. Cuglietta on the right, Storts to take the draw. The short pass back to Cuglietta, shot along the ice. And Callis catches a piece of it to direct it off to his right. Storts up to the sidewall. Fitzgerald the shot. Fitzgerald hit the outside of the defender, Treemstra. Treemstra with a partial block on the right side of his body. And Rochkovich plays a bouncing puck off the far wall. And a stoppage in play. Fitzgerald and Michael Faliro down right at the red line. Fitzgerald, the team leading scorer for Welland coming into tonight. 22 goals, 15 assists for 37 points. Zupan past the end line, back up the side wall, and Zupan plays it across to the left. Nagy to Burnell, back to Nagy. Burnell heads to the net, and Burnell can't handle the pass in the high slot, so back to get it is McLennan. Barron runs his man into the board, deep in behind the Welland net. Reed tries to pick it up and chip it out. Cipriano to the far side. A one-skip pass, unable to clear the blue line. And Zupan plays it in deep for the Avalanche. Reed up to forecheck on the Welland clearing attempt. Back is Nagy. He plays it down the left wing, but too far ahead of Fairley. Martin drops to Reed. The shot by Reed deflects off McLennan. And now the Ancaster Avalanche head right back the other way. McLennan into the slot off the pass from Hayden Guittard. McLennan made the block shot in between the circles in front of Callis, and then right away the puck went over to the left-hand side to Guittard, and that created some space up the ice. The Avalanche went up the other way in a hurry. Still no score on this one. 8:25 to go, first period of play. Aiken back to Faliro, who wires it wide on the near corner. Police now, the long feed to the far side for Cox. Cox turns around to the far board. The defender falling down, Luciani. Luciani playing his first shift. Cox on the underneath. So the Avalanche, Burnell there with a shot, trying to find Faliro underneath. The Avalanche trying to take advantage of the inexperience of the new defender, Connor Luciani. We're going to take a break as both teams change lines. You're watching GOJHL Hockey on YouTube. Play back to the far wall, moved ahead, Hughes to Zachariah. And the pass by Ben Hughes goes under Zachariah's stick. Zachariah had a clear shot on the near corner, unable to get a blade on it along the ice. Zachariah plays it in behind the net. Top of the line, the backhander by McLennan. Zachariah back to the far side. Storts gives him a right shoulder there. Hughes on the board. Two Welland players there to meet him. Cipriano and Cuglietta. The Avalanche decide to play it in for Zachariah. And he turns on the near side and plays it back in behind the Welland net. Zachariah, the pass to McLennan. Pass behind McLennan. He had to skate hard all the way back to the left side to go and get the disc. Zachariah to Clack. From the half wall. Played back into the near corner this time for Zachariah. So Zachariah and Clack with 2 consecutive passes to each other off of opposite sides of the ice. Looks like Stort's heading to the box for the first penalty of the game for Welland. Welland 90.05% on the penalty kill, allowing 21 power play goals on the season. Ancaster with 41 power play goals in 268 man advantages for a 15.30 power play percentage. Cox to the right, Ballinson plays it in deep. Cox back to Ballinson, right side. Martin tries to deflect it with the front of his blade. Sticks his stick out there a second time. Martin with the long reach, still unable to bring it out. Ballinson to the left, into the corner. Burnell the shot. And it skips off the board in behind the Welland net. And it's picked up by Cam Aiken. And the first clear for the Welland Jr. Canadians on the penalty to Storts. Another 135 on the Welland penalty. Cutting to the net is the number 9 forward, Chris Clack. Clack with the 2 goals. Clack with the 2 goals in the previous Ancaster game. That the Thursday night game here, mentioned off the top of our broadcast. The 6-1 victory over Pelham. Clack from the right, across to the left, and Ballinson plays it down the far wing. Faliro to Clack. Clack 2 steps off the end line, plays it off the backboard, centering pass. Shot by Ballinson, hits the back wall, and gathered in by Hughes. Hughes goes for a backdoor pass to Clack. Burnett fakes the shot, back to Clack, around the net. Faliro top of the blue line, and the shot by Ballinson. It was slid across by Burnett to Ballinson, and Ballinson fired high and out of play on the far side. A low-scoring first period. The shots and pace of play relatively even. A couple good saves for each goaltender. McDuff in the neutral zone to take the draw. And a delay now as Ben Hughes standing looking back at the score clock. Perhaps a problem with the time remaining on the Braden Storts penalty. Cuglietta with the game-winning goal last Sunday in Welland in the shootout. Blake Richard playing in that one. Jansen taking the loss. The teams playing the previous night, a 2-1 victory for the Ancaster Avalanche. Police scoring on the power play. Ben Hughes and Burnett assisting at 7:45 of period number 1. Thomas Flack with the only Welland goal back on the game last Saturday. Mitch Reed and the goalie Hunter Johnson assisting at the 14-minute mark of the second. And Ancaster with the game winner, Adam Burnett on the power play. Ballinson and Lushcombe assisting with just 1:16 remaining in the game. Play finally gets back underway. McLennan over the far side, and it's cleared in by Burnett down past the end line, shot by Faliro, and the disc goes out of play on the near corner. Face off from the left circle Welland zone out to the right of Hunter Johnson. We told you about the Saturday game here, the 2-1 Ancaster victory. Sunday, Braden Storts with the first goal at the 10:43 mark. Welland leading 2-0 after one. Mitch Reed at 15:39. Aiken to the sidewall. Played in by Milna. And McLennan back for the Avalanche. So Mitch Reed with 2 goals in that Sunday game in Welland. Thomas Flack with 2 assists. Chris Clark with a goal and an assist. Alex Zachariah responded likewise, also with 1 goal and an assist. Play back to center. Blake Richard and Chris Jansen, the netminders in that one. Richard, the shot there by Cole Nagy, and Hunter Johnson down to his knees to make the save. Richard making 28 saves out of the 31 shots in the shootout loss. And Jansen making 37 of 40 saves in the win. The only man to score in the shootout, Matt Cuglietta. Played to the left side of the blue line. The pass in deep for Cox in behind the end line, out to the right of Hunter Johnson. Picked up and wired wide. Paliche, the shot wide on the near corner, resulting on a 2-on-1. Matt Martin with Thomas Flack, Mitch Reed to the net as well. The turnover from deep in the Welland zone, and Welland came right back immediately on the 2-on-1. The shot sent wide by Burnett. Barron plays it up the wall before a cross-ice feed to Matt Martin, broken up by Nil, and McDuff now playing it back to Gabe Rougie. Zachariah in the corner, Rougie spinning him around there. Rougie still unable to knock Zachariah off the puck. And Clark got a shot away. Johnson getting a piece on the far corner, and the shot from far out. Callis hanging on with 1:50 to go in the first period. No scoring in the first between Welland and Ancaster. The last regular season matchup between the two. Ancaster with 2 regular season games remaining after tonight, and Welland with 3. Welland in action tomorrow night against the Pelham Panthers. Burnett turns around on the near side, and it's picked up and cleared by Storts. Here's Cuglietta down the far wall. Cuglietta, of course, with the shootout winner last Sunday in Welland. Cuglietta to the left, his shot. And Callis hangs on. Cuglietta looking for empty space underneath the left glove of the Ancaster netminder. Didn't find it as Callis hanging on with 1:10 remaining in the first period of play. Reed on the draw opposite Cole Nagy, and Burnell now down the left wing. Treemstra trailing the play. Zupan as well. Burnell takes it in behind the Welland net before losing possession to Gabe Rougie. Triemstra from the red line. Yanks it around the board. It hit the glass an inch and a half over the top of the board on the far side. Centering pass. McDuff tries to knock it away. And Tyler Strange's backhands down the rest of the ice. Callis out to his right-hand side to play the puck. Cipriano to center. McDuff clears it in off the far side wall. And Triemstra back for the Avalanche. Zupan side wall. Burnell, it goes off the inside of his skate. So Cuglietta with a good scoring chance for Welland. And Jack Fitzgerald also with a good chance earlier in the period for the Canadiens. The Avalanche spending a good length of time in the Welland zone as well. A fairly evenly matched first period. At the end of one period of play, it's 0-0 between the Ancaster Avalanche and the Welland Jr. Canadiens. Ancaster with 12 shots on goal in the first period. I originally reported a fairly evenly played first period, at least from my point of view, but if my hearing is correct, just 4 shots on goal registered for Welland. 8 other games in the GOJHL tonight, so be sure to check out www.gojhl.ca for all the scores. You'll find that in the center section under scoreboard as Hughes and Storts line up for the opening draw period number 2. Hughes wins the draw, drops it back to the Ancaster defense, and Roskovich from the neutral zone plays it beyond the end line on the far side. Hughes with the disc now. Zachariah to the slight left, and the shot by Clack. Chris Clack, the redirection off the Alex Zachariah pass. Zachariah free inside the right circle, elected to shovel a short little pass in tight to the net to Clack. And Clack nearly opening the scoring after no scoring following one period of play. Burnett top of the blue line. Storts chasing him. And the Avalanche clear it to the blue line before it's intercepted and played in by Rougie. Burnett from center, 1-on-2, and he elects to take the shot, and it gets in between the padding of Johnson, but Johnson gets 80% of the puck to make the save. Barron inside the right circle in his own zone, elects to play it up to Paul. Paul, the pass off the board along the ice. And it's intercepted by Faliro, throwing to the right side of the line. And jamming away at it is Zupan, who now has the puck for the Avalanche. Burnell off to the right, Cole Nagy. Burnell takes the shot, hits the right shoulder of Johnson. So a busy first period for Hunter Johnson, making 12 saves. And already a lot of rubber fired at him through the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the second period. The Avalanche seem to play the Welland Jr. Canadiens very well on home ice here at the Morgan Firestone Arena. Shot by Burnell, directed into the corner by Johnston. The Canadiens spending a good portion of the year in second place, but inconsistent play over the last 10 games or so. Most notably that loss to Pelham, the 5-4 loss we mentioned at the beginning of our broadcast. Welland just 5-4-1 in their last 10 games. Got off to a hot start at the beginning of the year, and Nil fires wide near corner along the ice. Police to the right-hand side, broken up by the left winger, and the shot by Flack. Martin was down the left wing, went in behind the net there, and now it's picked up by Faliro and cleared. Cox, the shot along the end line. Ryan Cox trying to shoot from a bad angle. So the Avalanche shooting from any and every direction. Another hard shot from the outside by Donato Cipriano. Ancaster going every which way on Hunter Johnson, but still we see zeros on the scoreboard. And icing call Ancaster zone. And exactly 4 minutes into the second, we'll take a break. You're watching GOJHL Hockey on YouTube. Ancaster winning the draw, back to the left defense, the shot through traffic. Strange has caught a piece of it. Burnett off the side half wall. McLennan with that initial shot off the right. And Pozzebon winning the face-off to create those two scoring chances. First I've seen of Lucas Pozzebon out there tonight. As mentioned earlier, the number 5 Welland defender also seeing limited action. Play on the near side board. Jack Fitzgerald can't do anything with it. It's brought in by Clack. Clack the shot along the ice. Zachariah rings it around the board. Hughes the short pass off the far wall, and it's picked up by Welland and cleared. Adam Burnett back for the Avalanche. Plays it to center. Clack to the far side for Zachariah. Zachariah head up, tries a return pass to Clack, heading toward the net. Nothing doing. It goes wide into the near corner. Zachariah, Hughes. Hughes tied up nicely by Gabe Rougie. And now Rougie shakes his head in frustration. It looks like he's going to sit down for 2 minutes for interference on Ben Hughes. Today's hockey game sponsored by La Capitale, one of Canada's fastest growing insurance companies. La Capitale, for life and all it brings. Serious, specializing in employee benefit plan solutions for small to medium-sized companies across Canada. As the Avalanche throw it across to the right side now on the power play. Burnell cross-ice feed to Zachariah. Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting and the SSQ Financial Group, also proud sponsors of tonight's game. We've done a series of games with those 4 main sponsors all year. Thank you very much for their continued support as the Avalanche go along on the power play for another minute and 13 seconds. Cox parked top of the crease. Hunter Johnson doing the splits at the near side post. The shot off the top of the blue line created by Max Ballinson. And standing at the lip of the top of the crease, Cox trying to jam it in along the ice. 5 minutes and 58 seconds into period number 2. Still no scoring between the Ancaster Avalanche and Welland Jr. Canadians. Hughes plays it to the corner, gets it back on the return pass from Faliro, top of the blue line, and the shot by McLennan goes out of play and into the netting. May have hit the top of the blade of Matt Martin back defending for Welland. Hughes opposite Fitzgerald. Hughes wins the draw. Fitzgerald tries to get underneath him. And it's eventually cleared back into the Avalanche zone. Burnett rings it around the wall. Clock back with Fitzgerald, the lone forechecker for Welland. McLennan to the left wing. Clark tries to head to the net, and he ends up in behind the Welland net looking for a pass, and he gets it and plays it back to the right side. Clark to Burnett. Burnett now tied up by McDuff, and the disc grabbed by Hughes along the end line. The shot, and they score! Ben Hughes finds Michael Faliro on the far side. Faliro wide open. Johnson, no chance. Faliro on the backdoor play. And the Ancaster Avalanche draw first blood. The 1-0 Ancaster lead on the nice pass across from Ben Hughes. Around the 7-minute mark. We'll see if we can get an official time on the Michael Faliro goal. Bound to be a second assist on that one as well. Face off right circle, Welland zone. Clock from Hughes and Faliro. 7:03, the official time. I thought it was Faliro on the far side, but easy enough mistake to make. Faliro in the 19 sweater, Chris Clack in the number 9. Storts the backhand pass back to the neutral zone. Nagy to McLennan. McLennan the high pass to the near corner. Picked up by Braden Storts. The pass across to Cuglietta. Now leaving his own zone. Shot by Jake Shaw off the outside of McLennan. Luke Zupan to the far corner. Burnett with a winger off to his right. That's Cole Nagy. And he's tripped up in front of the net and ends up on his butt in behind the Welland goal. Pozzobon wins the draw with a backhander off to his left-hand side, looking for Guitard, intercepted by Roskovich. And the Canadians go quickly up the other way down the far wall. Nil in behind the net. Balancing now, taking his time. Finally comes out the near side, playing a long pass to Fairley. Fitzgerald, nil on him. Nil forces Fitzgerald to the outside. Shot by Paul, wide along the ice. Fairly jams it up the near wall, finally able to clear. And backhanded right back in by Paul. Played up to center. Guittard backhands a weak long pass into the near corner. And Barron rings it off the glass and right back the other way. Misplayed by Callis. What a strange play there. Chris Melna in the corner managed to dislodge it in between the feet of Matt Callis, going back to play the puck off to his left in behind the net. And Melna with the long pass into the slot. And fortunately for the Avalanche, no one in the high left-hand portion of the slot for Welland. Puck out of play. We'll take a break. You're watching GOJHL Hockey on YouTube. Cox in the draw. Opposite Mitch Reed. Matt Martin on the right wing for Welland. The backhander. A set play off the face-off for the Avalanche. Police headed right to the net. Coughing it up as Police to the net. Reed backdoor for Martin. Police got caught in the neutral zone, creating a 2-on-1 down the right side for Welland. Police to Cox. Cox loses it in the corner, picked up by Nathan McDuff. Flack in between the hash marks. Cipriano the turnaround. And it's last touched by Lucas Treemstra before the whistle goes. 9:09 remaining in the second period. No scoring in the first. Chris Clack from Ben Hughes and Faliro at the 7:03 mark, the power play marker. I still think that one may get changed, so be sure to check out the official GOJHL website. You can find all the box scores from around the league. 8 games on the league schedule tonight. Shot by Burnell, hit the underside of Johnson's left glove. Storts the backhander. Played up by Rougie. Fitzgerald goes after it, and it's swatted away by Burnett. Burnett, just Burnell up for the Avalanche, not close to a pass, so Burnett elects to fire from long distance. Fitzgerald, the tip across to Melna. Melna behind the net with a little speed. Burnett tries to check him in the corner, back to Rougie off the end board. Melna tries to gather it in tight on the near side. Cipriano, Rougie back to Cipriano. Welland on the power play for another 55 seconds. The shot by Storts, and a big right pad save by Matt Callis. Cipriano, Rougie top of the line. Cipriano and Rougie doing a lot of back and forth. Finds Storts on the far side before he winds up the return feed. Rougie, a hard shot from the top of the blue line on the forehand. And Matt Callis once again coming up big with a left hand. .741 to go, second period. 32 seconds remaining in the penalty to Welland, or to Ancaster, excuse me. Cipriano in the box for another 26 seconds. That's Donato Cipriano. Max Cipriano, the number 16 forward for Welland. And it's picked up, and Zupan able to chip it out down the left side, deep in behind the Welland net. McDuff to Cuglietta, backhand pass, too far for Reed, and balancing back to play it for Ancaster. Welland in action 7 p.m. tomorrow night against the Pelham Panthers at the Welland Arena. Ancaster's next game Thursday night, 7:07 p.m. at the Thorold Arena before they end the season, the regular season, against that same Blackhawk squad, 7:30 p.m. here on Friday, or Saturday rather, February the 21st. Face off far dot, neutral zone. Cam Aiken wins it. This just Aiken's second shift, I believe. Haven't seen a lot of him out there tonight. Aiken with one of the game winners in the season series. Yes, the October the 25th game. Aiken winning it in the shootout, or Aiken at least getting credit for the game winner. Matt Callis in net that night, allowing 2 goals, making 22 saves. Chris Jansen, the all-star netminder, allowing 3 goals, making 29 saves in the loss. Cox into the corner. Burnell loses it, loose puck near side wall, and Cox plays it down further into the near corner. Faliro in behind the Welland net. Aiken picks it up, wraps it around the boards, and tied up and cleared out to center by Tyler Stranges. Gabe Paul tip back to Aiken. Aiken throws it down the near wall. Treemstra with a man forechecking for Welland. That was Mitch Reed. Treemstra under the underline, or under the end line, excuse me. Treemstra to the near wall, up to center, Ben Hughes. The pass back to Clack. Hughes checked by Reed in the near corner, and now play going both ways. 5:12 remaining second period. Hughes the backhander, and the quick backhand shot by Hughes. Hunter Johnson down to his knees to make the save. As both teams change lines, we'd like to once again thank tonight's sponsors, La Capitale, Sirius, specializing in employee benefit plan solutions for small to medium-sized companies across Canada. Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, proudly offering group insurance services in the Niagara Peninsula for 35 years. Cuglietta the shot, Fitzgerald the tip. And Cuglietta and Fitzgerald with their sticks in the air. I think they thought Fitzgerald had picked the top corner on the far side. That not the case. And our final sponsor on the evening, the SSQ Financial Group, offering high quality and made to measure insurance and investment products to businesses and associations with the face-off going into the neutral zone. Storts Fitzgerald on the right wing. Storts wins the draw. Back to the defense and played in by Rougy. Balancing up to Burnell. Burnell missing the pass. And the play going for icing. Just going to check the standings for a second here. Welland still with an outside chance to get to the number 2 spot. 3 points back of St. Catharines. 3 games remaining after tonight. St. Catharines putting a pummeling on the Panthers last night by a score of 17-2. The Caledonia Corvayers, the division champions, defeating the Thorold Blackhawks by a score of 7-0 last night. They'll play again on Monday. 8 games on the schedule tonight. Be sure to check out www.GOJHL.ca. There you'll find all the scores in the center section under scoreboard. The league standings. On the right-hand side of your screen, you can click on any of the teams. And there you'll find all the box scores. Actually, under the scoreboard portion, that center section, you can check out games in progress. So, for instance, the clock goal that I thought went to Faliro, you can check the official scoring on that at the 7:03 mark on the power play of this second period. That the only goal of this game. Cipriano down to the end line. Cipriano gets it back, plays it top of the line for Rougy. Shot by Cipriano, sails out the far side. Storts can't make a play on the corner. And the puck goes deep into the Welland zone. Johnson to the defender. Ancaster in the penalty box now for another minute, 16 seconds. Fitzgerald Melna to the net. And Fitzgerald fires it wide and off the glass. Rougy to Storts to Fitzgerald. Oh! Storts had a nice inbound feed to Fitzgerald there. Hit Cipriano and bounced away. Storts now across to the neutral zone. So the Welland Jr. Canadians would have perhaps had their best scoring chance of the game, but it deflected off Cipriano. And back to the neutral zone. Rung around the boards. It was a chance for Storts to go in all alone. Barron to the top of the blue line. Shot by McDuff. Cuglietta in close on the far side, and they score! Cuglietta put the puck back to Jake Shaw. I believe Jake Shaw is going to get credit for this one. No, it's Mitch Reed. The shot along the ice over top the left circle. Beat Callis in between the legs. And this game now tied at 1 on the Mitch Reed power play goal with under 3 minutes to go in the period. Aiken on the draw opposite Hughes. Hughes wins it back to the defense. Balanson plays it up the wall. It's slapped away by Roskovich. Nil fans on the pass. Aiken Strange is ahead of him. And it's broken up by Hughes and played through the neutral zone. Clack back to Balanson, across to Nil. Nil plays it off the far wall. Zachariah stretching forward, and Paul intercepts and plays it to Aiken. Paul and Aiken now going 2-on-2. Shot by Paul off the outside of the shoulder of Callis, and now the Avalanche back the other way on the 3-on-2, and they score! Chris Clack to Ben Hughes. Ben Hughes once again putting the Avalanche back out in front with 1:37 remaining. Clack drawing his second point. Hughes now with 2 points. A second assist on the first Clack goal at 7:03. And now with 1:37 remaining after the Mitch Reed goal with under 3 minutes to go in the period, the Avalanche get themselves back out in front. Triemstra, a hard hit into the wall on Thomas Flack. And Triemstra gonna go to the, no, perhaps a hit from behind on Triemstra, and that may be the end of his night. Triemstra and Flack at the near side board, the heavy hit. Triemstra's shaking his head, no way, but with 1:27 remaining in the second period, there's a chance Triemstra's night may be done unless they call for a 10-minute misconduct. Not likely the case on a checking from behind call. Cipriano down the near corner. Burnett picks it up. Cipriano gets a piece. Nagy hits him hard. Max Cipriano seeing cobwebs on the Nagy hit near side wall. Police against the two defenders shoots around. Sean McDuff drawing the assist at 17:34. So there's the announcement of the Welland goal. And here's the go-ahead for Ancaster now. Reed in close to the net. And a nice glove save by Matt Callis. 18:23, the time of the Ancaster go-ahead goal. Ancaster having the shots on goal advantage through 2 periods of play. It reflects on the scoreboard as well, although for a very brief period of time, the junior Canadians had this one tied right back up. Lasted less than a minute, as 52 seconds later, Ben Hughes scoring for the Avalanche. No, 11 seconds apart, 17:34 and 18:23. So we'll go with 49 seconds. Hughes, the draw from the left dot at the buzzer, Welland zone. And that's the end of 2. The Welland Jr. Canadians tie it up for a brief period of time, but it's Ben Hughes with the go-ahead marker along the ice to the near corner. So at the end of 2 periods of play, with the Ancaster Avalanche in the 24-14 shots on goal advantage, they have the advantage on the scoreboard as well. After 2, it's the Ancaster Avalanche 2 and the Welland Jr. Canadians 1. 24-14 the shots following 2 periods of play. Ancaster in the lead by 1 by a score of 2-1 as Storts wins the opening draw. Rougi a step inside his own blue line, and Rougi gets it back. A check from behind and a game misconduct. That was the earlier play at the end of the second on Lucas Treemstra. Gabe Rougi across to the left over top the circle. And the Avalanche able to clear and get back to full strength. Zachariah waiting at the left side of the blue line. Burnett plays it for him. Zachariah lets it go. Melna picks it up in the corner. And it's taken away once again by a fallen Chris Clack. Clack with a goal and an assist tonight. First scoring at 7:03 on the power play. And the shot by Hughes tries to go after his own rebound. But Johnson able to cover up on the far side. Face off out to the right of Hunter Johnson. Reed losing the draw, but on the push ahead by Cox, it's intercepted by Nathan McDuff. Callis out of the net, a partial misplay. Flack to a quick pass to Reed. Flack trying to capitalize on the turnover, got it to Reed quickly. Martin standing there as well, a little further back of Reed. Reed losing the draw, and Burnett takes it from the far side. The cross-ice feed for Faliro. Faliro now pinned up against the board by McDuff. Martin gets it at his own blue line. Flack and Barron there. The drop to Flack, and the shot catches the outside right side of Donato Cipriano. And the puck out of play on the backhand pass by Faliro. Today's hockey game sponsored by La Capitale, one of Canada's fastest growing insurance companies. La Capitale, for life and all it brings. Sirius, specializing in employee benefit plan solutions for small to medium-sized businesses. Medium-sized companies, across Canada, as Callis makes the save. Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, proudly offering group insurance services in the Niagara Peninsula for 35 years. And SSQ Financial Group, as Burnell takes it down the right side. The feed trying to find Hayden Guittard streaking to the net. And Rougi picks it up now. Going 1-on-3, and Rougi elects to take the shot. The only man up for Welland, going cross ice from the right-hand side. And Rougi took the wrist shot on the forehand. Played in behind the Welland net by Connor Luciani. Luciani just his second shift of the game. And the shot by Owen Burnell, and Hunter Johnson hanging on with the glove. And the final sponsor, as mentioned, SSQ Financial Group, offering high quality and made-to-measure insurance and investments products to businesses and associations. So our thanks to tonight's 4 sponsors: La Capitale, Sirius, Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, and SSQ Financial Group, as the shot by Burnett from the top of the blue line. And Johnson making the save, standing tall at the goal line. Picked up and cleared out by Roskovich. Stranges down the left side, shot of the net. Puck comes free. Nil grabs it, wraps it around the boards. Goes off Roskovich. Nil gathers it in. Plays it up to Filiro. Pozzebon beside the right circle. Tried to use McDuff as a screen. And Johnson making the save nonetheless. Nil, a four-checker Reed looking on before he turns around and heads off on a change. Nil, Fitzgerald chasing him, plays it to the other side for Cipriano. Cipriano, the pass up beside the Ancaster bench. Picked up by Clack. Zachariah heading to the net. And Zachariah turns his man Storts around. Storts falling to the ice. Zachariah still with it to Clack. The shot by Clack. And it deflects into the corner. Another shot by Clack whipped wide. Hughes the feed off the right wall. And Clack with two shots, the second of which went wide. Shot. Hughes heading toward the net. Donato Cipriano with the hard shot down low. The long rebound out the far side, but Hughes unable to capitalize. Callis out to play the puck. Played around the board by McLennan. And now Adam Barron back for the Canadiens. Barron, cross-ice feed for Matt Martin. Chipped ahead through the neutral zone. Reed the shot off the right pad of Callis. Callis deflecting it into the near corner. Flack to the right wing. And turning around is Mitch Reed. His shot picked off by Ben Hughes. McLennan, 2-on-2. Ruggie back for Welland. And Barron covering his man. Left Police for a second before he went back to the far corner. Barron goes in between the legs of Police. No call and a high rising shot by Matt Martin. Ancaster 4 points back of Welland for third. So a win here tonight, they'll get to within 2 points, but only 2 games remaining. Cuglietta, Filiro picks it off, heads straight to the net. Now he goes to the wraparound. Filiro unable to get a shot away on the pickoff. Cuglietta one-on-one with Nil. Nil forces him to the outside. And Burnett plays it around the far wall. Police takes it in deep for Ancaster. Nagy to the net, the shot, and he scores! Cole Nagy along the ice took advantage of the inexperience of Connor Luciani, and Cole Nagy makes it 3-1 Ancaster. Got some room in underneath the left circle, went right around Luciani, and beat Hunter Johnson to the glove side to the near corner. The Avalanche now out in front by 2. Shaw has his man pinned up against the wall. Strange is there as well. What a hit on the near side wall. McDuff on Guitard. 6:31 time of the goal. Police drawing the lone assist. Nagy with his 10th goal on the year. And now Guitard complaining to the head referee regarding the Heavy hit on the near side wall by McDuff. McDuff stays out there, so no penalty on the call. Just a whistle for the stoppage in play. No penalty on McDuff. Storts wins the draw, tries to go back to the top of the blue line. Intercepted by Burnell. Guittard to the net. And Guittard sliding forward. Guittard going hard to the net and ending up on the near corner, parked right against the back of the far wall. Guittard trying to make it 4-1 Avalanche. Avalanche desperately wanting a win here tonight to get to within 2 points of Welland. Just 2 games remaining for Ancaster. Zachariah behind the end line. Melna loses it. Played back in deep, looking for Zachariah is the number 9 forward Clack. Clack already with a goal and an assist in this one. Burnett from the left side. Clack moving to 8 goals and 7 assists on the year. Chipped in by Zachariah. Welland with 3 remaining games. Tomorrow night against Pelham. Friday night in St. Catharines, so that's going to be a tough one for them. A win by St. Catharines would likely wrap up second place for the Falcons. And Fort Erie in Welland, Sunday, February the 22nd at the Welland Arena to end the regular season. Martin to the far corner. Shot hit the inside of the post. Looked like Reed hit the inside of the post, but I didn't hear anything. You'll have to check out that replay on YouTube. I thought Mitch Reed hit the inside of that near post, but the shot may have just went up straight in the air in the vicinity of that far corner. As I heard nothing off the crossbar or the far goal post. Face off inside the Ancaster blue line. Storts opposite Ballinson. Now Hughes in to take the draw. He wins it with a backhander. Ballinson goes heavily into the boards on the hit by Chris Melna. Gabe Ruggie, top of the blue line, over to Storts. Ruggie shoots, and the free puck sent down the ice by Ben Hughes. 11:03 to go, third period. The only third period goal, the Cole Nagy goal at 6:31. Police assisting. Welland now to the 5-on-4. Too many men on the ice. Here's a 5-on-2 developing. Finally, Hughes gets back. Ruggie, the shot, goes in behind the Ancaster end line. Fitzgerald, top of the line. Fitzgerald gets it back. Welland, for a brief second, had a 5-on-2 moving through the neutral zone with speed. Hughes somehow managing to get back in the play. The shot by Fitzgerald, and Jack Fitzgerald breaking his stick and balancing up to center. He stops to kill some more time on the Ancaster penalty. Cipriano to the far wall. Storts to Cuglietta. Cuglietta winds up and fires a long shot off the right shoulder of Callis. McDuff, top of the blue line. The inbound feed looking for Storts. It's broken up by the Avalanche defense. And Adam Burnett back to center. And the Avalanche here about to return to full strength. Aiken in the corner. Zupan lifts his stick. Clack looked like he had a shot in tight to the net, but the puck squirted free, went into the corner for Faliro, and the whistle going, 9:12 to go. We'll take a break. You're watching GOJHL Hockey on YouTube. Hughes to take the draw. Clack on the right wing. Hughes wins it back to Nil and across to Burnett. Nil winds up, and Hughes, the attempted deflection. The big Hughes trying to create a screen on the goalie Johnson. Hughes listed at 6'3", 190 pounds. Trying to block the view of Johnson. Nil down the board for Clack. The disc around the far side wall. Clack from the end line. Nil. Back to Clack. Up to the top of the line. Burnett places it into the corner. Hughes shakes off the check of Roskovich. A spin around off the near side. A semi-wraparound. Hughes in tight. What a save by Johnson. It breaks free and they score! Too many rebounds on Hunter Johnson. He couldn't stop the last one. And Chris Clack slides it in along the ice near corner. And the Avalanche extend their lead to 4-1. .8:23 to go. Clack with his second goal. Cipriano to the far side wall. So Clack now with 9 goals on the year, 7 assists for 16 points. And he'll be the front runner for the first star. .11:37, the time of the power play goal. Faliro with his second assist. Hughes with 2 assists as well, 1 goal. So perhaps Hughes is looking at a number 2 star. Pass to the red line. The shot hits the defender and weakly trickles into Callis, who plays it aside. Aiken into the corner. Fairley grabs it off the boards, plays a high pass back to center. Strange's back for Welland. Fairley over the blue line. Gabe Paul off the boards, ahead for Shaw. And Shaw unable to handle the pass. Three-on-three through the neutral zone. Shot by Guittard. Gathers in his own rebound off the boards. Ben Hughes with 10 goals and 20 assists, 30 points on the year, following his 3-point night. And the shot from Burnett 2 steps off the right side of the blue line. And Johnson the save off the pad near post. So Ancaster looks to move to 58 points, 2 points back of Welland. And Welland will stay 3 points back if this score holds up. They'll stay 3 points back of the St. Catharines Falcons. The Falcons with 63 points and the Welland Jr. Canadians with 3 games left to catch them. Ancaster with 2 remaining games. Both of Ancaster's games against the Thorold Blackhawks. Ancaster higher in the standings than the 7th place Blackhawks, so possibly a good bet as the season comes to a close for Ancaster to get into that number 3 spot. Welland with that one tough game against St. Catharines next Friday night. Fort Erie and Pelham, not to be taken lightly, but not as heavy of an opponent as the Falcons. So the Avalanche with a little bit better schedule heading into the remaining 2 and 3 games. Pass going for icing on the far side. The Caledonia Corvairs wrapping up the Golden Horseshoe Conference a long time ago. They're a full 19 points ahead of the Falcons. That's over a 9-game lead in overall play. The Corvairs 7-0 winners last night. The shot from outside by Burnett. Johnson with the save. Caledonia with a 9-11 win percentage. Caledonia, of course, the Sutherland Cup champions last year and 3-time defending division champions. Deflected in by Matt Martin. And another face-off back in the Welland end. Ancaster with a win tonight will move to 27-16-4, 58 points. Welland to drop to 15 losses in the standings. They'll be 29-15-2 following tonight's game. Barron to McDuff. McDuff to center, tipped in by Reed. Martin to the near corner under the end line. Zupan trying to play it off the wall. Had Reed on him. Zupan gets away, plays it around the far side. Burnell knocked head first into the wall by the number 26 defender, Matt Martin. Burnell under the end line. Martin listed at forward, 6'2". There is another defender in this league named Matt Martin. Plays for the Waterloo Siskins. Luciani to Tyler Stranges down the left wing. Faliro the turnaround. Aiken the shot along the ice. Comes free in the near corner. And Burnett plays it to the far blue line. Ruggie shakes off the check of Police. Police going heavily into the glass. Burnett yanks it around the wall. Disc ends up in behind the Welland net. Cox the centering pass, and the high shot sent wide by Faliro, and the quick shot Faliro to Police. Police at the left dot with a quick shot. Police nearly with his second point. Assisted on the Cole Nagy goal at 6:31. No scoring in the first period of this one. Went almost halfway through the game without a goal. Christopher Clack hitting the score sheet at 7:03 on the power play. Faliro and Hughes assisting. Mitch Reed tying things up, and then 49 seconds later, Ben Hughes with the go-ahead goal, and the Avalanche never looked back. 2 goals in the third by Ancaster. Nagy and Chris Clack with his second on the power play at 11:37. Here's a shot directed wide by Cox. Johnson sprawling at the far corner. Got his pads down on the far side, but had Cox slid one in or got the shot away quicker, I don't believe Johnson would have had any chance on the far side. Perhaps Cox should have looked to go up high on the far corner. Under 2 to go, third period of play. Chris Clack with 2 goals and an assist, and Ben Hughes with a goal and 2 assists. Ancaster with the 24-14 shots on goal advantage through 2 periods. And Ancaster with the better of the chances in the third as well, as they have the only 2 goals of the third period. Delayed call coming up here on Ancaster. Shot of the end line, and the net now empty for Welland. 6-on-4 Welland. Chipped out by Clack. Clack goes for the hat trick. He shoots and scores! Chris Clack off the far wing grabs his 3rd goal of the game, his 4th point on the night with 1:19 remaining. Clack in the empty net. And the Ancaster Avalanche snow in the Welland Jr. Canadians on this night. A 5-1 lead with just 1:19 remaining in the game now. Please have a look on YouTube for this game. The Arc Pro HD presentation of GOJHL hockey. Thanks once again to tonight's sponsors, La Capitale, Sirius, Bob Ferreira Benefits Consulting, and SSQ Financial Group. As always, proud sponsors of GOJHL hockey. Without those, the sponsorship of those 4 companies, this would not be possible. So thank you to them for tonight's broadcast. Cipriano to Ballinson. Ballinson plays it inside the Welland line. So after no scoring in the first, the Avalanche dominate the last half of the game. Chris Clack with a hat trick, the last one an empty netter. Hayden Guittard just killing the clock, playing it down the near side. Be sure to check the Arc Pro HD website for our next presentation of GOJHL hockey. As time expires, the Avalanche celebrate. Max Ballinson giving Matt Callis, the goalkeeper, a big hug. Callis allowing just 1 goal tonight. lowering his goals against average. 1 tonight, 368 on the year going into tonight. Here's the shots on goal now. 36-21. Well, I guess they took that one shot on goal away in the first. First it was 12-4 shots on goal in the first. Then they changed it to 5. Now back to 4, the final shot total. Ancaster 36, Welland 20. The Avalanche win this one to move to within 2 points of the Junior Canadians in the standings. Good night from Morgan Firestone Arena in Ancaster, Ontario.